Just as I complimented Steve Park on his debut, he ran into a bit of a problem up in the inner loop, and he has buried that car in the sand trap.
You see the wrecker over there going to hook it up to pull it off the sand. There's the inner loop, turns 5, 6, 7, 8. And it looked like he was coming in about, what, 40 miles an hour faster than he should have been?
Yeah, I think he came in there too fast, and he just come out of the pits, had new tires on, and sometimes it takes a little bit till you get the newness scraped off those tires. Let's watch it as he comes in there.
And there we see, boom. It's like the car just wouldn't turn at all. Let's try it again. You see him coming in the corner. He turns in the corner okay, but all of a sudden the car just...
Well, they got down on that ripple strip way down on the inside of them and caused the car to get off the ground, upset, and over into that new sand, dirt, and gravel, and she got stuck on him.
Yeah, he stopped short of hitting the styrofoam and the tires, but the car was pretty much buried in that sand, and so we are under our 5th caution of the afternoon here at Watkins Glen. Well, Darrell Waltrip was the leader of the race when the caution came out.
But he's got to pit again, and what happens in that?
He goes to the rear of the pack, and so that's going to be a disadvantage for Darrell. Everybody else had stopped under the green. You know, most of the time we're saying, boy, this is a break for Darrell Waltrip. Everybody else stopped under the green. He stops under the caution. Not here, folks.
Yep. Let's go down to Jerry.
Guys, with so many drivers going off the course the last couple of days over in the sand and gravel, that this morning some of the crew chiefs decided to have some fun. Donnie Richardson, who's the crew chief for Brett Bodine, went to a convenience store last night and bought some toys, which he distributed to a number of different drivers who have had some of the kitty litter excursions off track. This was given to Robbie Gordon this morning. He told Robbie, said, if you're going to play in the sand and gravel, you ought to have a shovel and rake and the right kind of toys to dig yourself out.
Robbie was in the sand twice yesterday during happy hour. Let's go down to Bill Weber with more on the 88 car of Dale Jarrett.
And you heard Jerry Punch say that there was a report Dale had lost part of an exhaust pipe. Well, that's exactly right. It's on the right side of the car. Dale radioed in and said, I think something's wrong with the car. And Todd Parrott, his crew chief, said, everything's okay. You just lost a section of your tailpipe. You're running faster than you have all day. In his last pit stop, DJ took 4 tires and fuel, and the fuel may be a big thing. Steve Allen, who was fueling the car, got all the fuel in there, and then some backwash came back. He got a little bit of fuel on his in his eyes and on his chest. He's been treated here behind the pit. He's okay. And obviously Dale Jarrett's tank is very full of fuel because there was a big backwash coming out the overflow at the rear of the car.
We also understand that Ricky Rudd is back on track again. Many laps down, however. In fact, about 48 laps down after some brake problems and some transmission problems. Darrell Waltrip has entered the pits and is in for his scheduled pit stop. And now the lead goes to Jeff Gordon as we're just moments away from a restart here at Watkins Glen. Welcome back to the Bud at the Glen NASCAR Winston Cup race, and we're just about to go back to green flag racing. It'll be at the conclusion of lap 64, the beginning of lap 65, which means we have 25 laps to go in this contest, currently being led by Jeff Gordon.
And that other Gordon, Robbie, has gotten back up to 6th place. Remember, he had to obey a penalty.
Yep.
Went all the way to the back of the pack, and here he is back up to 6th.
And we ride along with him there. As off of corner number 11.
What's this all about?
Well, Rusty now loses 2nd position also as Jeff Bodine goes to the outside and passes him. What was that all about?
Well, you can only pass to the outside, and he was trying to get a run on him coming down to the green flag. Didn't work.
So Rusty drops back to 3rd here. There is Mark Martin back in 8th position.
And Ted Musgrave. Look at Musgrave. Good run on the road course for Musgrave.
We've had 9 different leaders today. Gordon is the first driver to lead twice in this race.
And Elliott trying to get by Terry Labonte. And looks like he will make that move. Steve Grissom, another driver not known for road racing, back in 11th spot. That white car behind Ernie Irvan is Steve Grissom.
Yep, having a good run today. There's Elliott, who is 8th, Terry Labonte 9th, and Ernie Irvan is in 10th position.
Well, they're coming high on that turn now, every one of them.
They're making every bit of racetrack available to them, aren't they?
Yes, they are. Set a record here today.
Jeff Berger's lost a lap. Steve Park has lost 2 laps. Doug Strickland has about 10 laps behind. Derek Cope about 26, and Ricky Rudd, you can see that he's still in the race there in the time car, but he is 48 laps behind the leader in 40th spot.
And Bobby Labonte is off the pace. Interstate Batteries Pontiac slow off the inner loop.
Keep it high there, Bobby. He's doing it. Let him have the inside groove. So something, either transmission came out of it, clutch, or something went wrong with the engine. I would come nearer thinking it was something in the drivetrain. Bill?
Early report transmission on the 18. Jimmy Maycar standing on top of the toolbox, still talking to his driver, but transmission. And Jimmy Spencer has a carburetor problem, so he's slow on the racetrack. He's going to try and limp around to the finish.
Well, Labonte was running 16th, and he was coming off of his best finish of the 1997 season. Last week at the Brickyard 400, he finished 2nd. Now we see Robbie Gordon and Ted Musgrave having a bit of a tussle back there.
And Mark Martin's involved in that a little bit.
Yeah, Robbie tried to get on the inside of Musgrave down in turn 1, but it didn't quite work.
The car going in the inner loop. Robbie Gordon is in the 40 car. Musgrave 16. 18. I think it starts going a little bit downhill. He might make it back, but he is very, very slow. And these cars are going to be coming around that left-hander just a second, and they need this racetrack. But maybe he'll get away out of the racing groove before they get there.
Well, the yellow is waving at that particular portion of the racetrack. This is between turns 10 and 11. There is the entry to pit road, so he just barely makes it as the field comes around at full speed.
But when he gets down to the apex of the corner, that's going to really be a problem. He's trying to get as close to the inside as he can, but if he stops, he'll never get started again.
As those cars come by, give a little bit of wind off on him. That'll help to roll him just a little bit more. But now he's in a position that they're coming off a little wider. Might not help him any.
So we're waiting to see if they have to throw the full course caution.
Well, those guys right there could run out and push him.
Yep. He just has a few more feet to go before he is in the pit lane. But that's as good as a mile if the car stops.
Oh, yeah.
Slowly. How agonizing this is.
All right, let's go back to the action on the racetrack. See what's happening out there as Bobby Labonte just pulls off and now stops in the entrance to pit road.
And the pit crew can't leave pit road to go get him, Bob, because he's on a portion of the racetrack. He has not entered pit road yet.
The leaders come back once again. They've made a complete lap. And Bobby Labonte's car is still slowly, ever so slowly, rolling.
Yep. And it's sort of downhill. Well, we got a car off in turn 1. Back in 11.
And there we see Robbie Gordon trying to get on the inside of Musgrave. Can't quite make it. Where the 28 car goes?
He's coming in. He went off the track up in turn 11, and now he's coming in. The right front is down.
That's exactly right, Bob. Flat right front tire for Ernie Irvan. He limped around 10 and 11. Now took it to his pit stall. Flat right front for Ernie.
And there's problems on this air dam there in front of the car.
Yeah, a little damage there, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Let's take a look at what happened. He's in between turns 10 and 11 and runs off into the grass.
The right front tire was flat. I'm sure that's what happened. He goes to the corner and the tire was flat and it just wouldn't turn. He turned and across he goes, and there we see that air dam that Ned was talking about, dragging.
Jimmy Spencer is still